Joining us now is Republican New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to see you. I can see now why you're a former Democrat. In the middle of an economic calamity, it turns out that $239 million of our taxpayer dollars were given to the terrorist Taliban. And it doesn't stop there, Congressman. Government funding is also going to support illegal aliens breaking into our country, funding the DIE program in foreign governments that hate our guts, being flushed down the toilet for these Green New Deal projects that do no good for our people, and they just end up paying off the Democrats' political cronies. And we can't grow our way out of this because our debt keeps us from reaching our full growth potential. Isn't this an indictment on Democrat Bidenomics?
Of course it is. You can't make this stuff up. It's so unbelievable. You find it hard to believe that it's true, but it is. Let me tell you how angry our veterans must be. They fought a war 10 years in Afghanistan. Now we have American dollars from American men and women breaking their back at work. It's harder than ever to make a living, and it's going to the people that hate us. And it's just, there are no words. But it isn't only that, Chris. You just mentioned a few things. Do you know that we're putting funding into Russia for studies that they're doing on cats on treadmills? Do you know that we're putting money into Egypt? So it's for college subsidies to help students in Egypt. For tourism promotion in Egypt, we're putting money in for that. We're putting money in to create transgender monkeys, to actually study and chemically induce sex changes in monkeys. We're putting money into finding out studies about what's going to happen if you give certain drugs, methamphetamines, to monkeys, to their sleep patterns. It goes on and on and on. We paid millions upon millions of dollars to those that were supposed to get aid and help in COVID, but were passed away already. They were gone. Where'd the money go? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. I'm tired of it. And because of it, we can't do the good things we need to do for our military, for our safety, for our infrastructure. I'm just going to end with this. I had a ribbon cutting today. We got some money for a dam that was in really pitiful shape. We've got dams, thousands of them all across the country that could burst. We don't have the money for that, for our roads, for our bridges, for our infrastructure, for our military, for our protection, for our police. What the hell is wrong with that picture? You know what's wrong with it.
You just took me exactly where I wanted to go, because somebody brought this up in our economic panel off the top of the show. It isn't just the Democrats. They came up with the idea. But on the other hand, Congressman, federal overspending isn't being used to give back to this country. We don't build the next Hoover Dam. We don't build or harden the electric grid to handle the tech economy or the expanding artificial intelligence economy. All of our overspending goes to non-productive sources that give nothing back to us. Sadly, GOP leaders like Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn, Kevin McCarthy, even Speaker Johnson so far, they continue with this childish omnibus overspending deals and continuing resolutions set at Democrat overspending levels. We all remember the treacherous omnibus deal launched by Mitch McConnell and his Democrat-enabling Republicans. But since then, the House GOP has only rubber-stamped every Democrat economic calamity. Wasn't it wrong for your party's leadership and anyone who voted to fund the Democrats' economic disaster to do so?
Look, this is what I think. I think as a group, as Republicans, we need to get together and we need leadership. When President Trump becomes the president of the United States and we have a healthier majority in the House and we have a majority in the Senate, we can do a whole lot more. And I believe that we will. But you're right. I mean, some Republicans are guilty of this as well. That's why these omnibuses, I have voted against them, even the minibuses, because you're either voting for something that is bad or you're voting against something that you want in there that's good. But either way, you get screwed when you do that kind of pattern, when you were voting in that way. You shouldn't jam all these bills together. So we've got to get our act together. We've got to be strong. But make no mistake about it, it is the Democrats who promulgate this, who push it, who make it happen. We don't put that in there. Sometimes they go along with it because they can't get the bills passed. But it's the Democrats who are responsible. It is this administration who is responsible. And it breaks my heart. I know so many people that work so damn hard to just try to feed their family and pay their damn mortgage.
Yes.
money going to people who hate us. The UN has so many pieces and parts to it that hate us and don't want to support us and don't want to work with America and hurt America, but we fund the damn thing. It's like the World Health Organization. We fund it. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
Well, Congressman, from your lips to God's ears, and as you said, hopefully Trump's reformation of the Republican Party, turning it into a America First party once again, maybe we'll start to see some better results for this country. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, appreciate the time.